Hey everybody, welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, let me invite everybody in. Come on in, come on in. If you're not subscribed, you know what you need to do. Go down in those settings, look around, find that subscribe button. Go ahead and subscribe. Yes, go ahead. It won't hurt, I promise you. And while you're in there, hit your notification bell so you know when I upload or when I just want to pop in, and give me a thumbs up to fight my nemesis, the beast, that algorithm. It's on my head. It is. Also, I just want to give a big shout out and a big hug to all of the readers who decide to support the channel by watching the commercials. Y'all are doing a great job. You are. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, over there in the corner, that's our join button. That's for channel members. And if you decide you want to become a channel member and a part of the reading club, you will be supporting my channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I tell you, I'll be happy about that. I'll be over the moon. I will be so appreciative. And if you just want to do a one-time donation, look over there in the other corner. That's our super thanks, and all donations to the channel is always, always greatly appreciated. All right, y'all, we do have some super thanks. And first up is my girl, Ella Gully. Always coming through, always supporting, is a cornerstone in this community. She is always in those comments, dropping all kind of knowledge. Ella is just everything. She is. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Ella. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. And next up is Jane Press, another cornerstone. Someone who has been with me since the beginning. Never fails, always in the comment, always sending her love. She is just everything. She really is. And she is a huge supporter of the read, always down with the read. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Jane. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. And next up, another cornerstone, another ride or die. And that would be Elizabeth Cumberbatch. Always coming through, always down with the read, always in the comments with the knowledge. I mean, could you ask for anybody better? I don't think so. But thank you, thank you, thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. All right, y'all, I'm going to play this and I'll talk with you on the other side. I want to give another quick thank you to Ella Gully, to Jane Press, to Elizabeth Cumberbatch. Listen, y'all are everything. Y'all are, and your support means everything. I really, really mean that. So thank you for the super thanks. But most of all, thank you for showing up. Y'all show up every day, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, y'all. Y'all know what time it is, and y'all know what I do when I am putting the read together. I hit these internet streets, and let me tell you, that's exactly what I have done today. I have been over to, where did I go today? I went to TikTok. I did go to TikTok. And then I went over, y'all know I have to go over to Instagram. Yes, absolutely have to. So I went over to Instagram, see what the squatties was up to, and spied on Meghan. Yes, stalked Meghan a little bit, and Meghan posted the sweetest happy birthday tribute to our mama Doria. It is her birthday, and we're going to talk a little bit about that a little later. And of course, you know, I always end up on X, formerly known as Twitter, and I lovingly call it the sewer. And yes, the squatties over there are celebrating Doria. They are, and she deserves to be celebrated. If you know anything, you know that is a true statement. And they're talking about Tom Sykes. They are. Now, we've been talking about Tom Sykes a long time, but it looks like it is starting to become a topic that the squatties are very, very interested in. Yes, 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 yes. So a lot of that is going on. And we might cover a little bit of that. I want to talk about what one of the flying monkeys said. We're going to talk about that. And they kind of let the mask slip that, they really, really, really want Harry and Meghan and those children in the pages of their rags. So that kind of slipped, and we're going to talk about that. And we got a few other things we're going to talk about. So let's get started. It's not going to be long, but like I say, it's always bumpy, but it's always good. So I'm going to put this up. We're going to start with this. And this is from people. Y'all know people write about everything, everything that Harry and Meghan does. Now, they write about those left behinds over there, but not as much as they do Harry and Meghan. Meghan breathes hard, and they have an article about it. But this time they got it right because this is such a great and special occasion. What is it? It is Doria's birthday. And they're talking about Meghan's tribute to Doria on her Instagram page. Yes, Meghan made a post about her mom, and it's so cute. It's not even like a video, it's more like a little meme of Meghan kissing Doria over and over and over again on the side of her cheek. It is so cute. Y'all scurry over there, show Meghan some love, and see this cute little meme Meghan put up. It's so cute. And like I said, of course, People Magazine wrote about it. Now, Meghan posted some other stuff over there too. So when you go over there, you'll find some other stuff over there too. So go over there, show her some love, put some traffic on her page. But let's get back to this article from People. The title of the article is Meghan Markle shares rare video with beautiful mom Doria Ragland to celebrate her birthday. Yes, so cute too. So, so very cute. And Meghan said, Happy birthday to my beautiful mom. I mean, it's just so cute. Go over there. Y'all go over and show some love for Doria and Meghan. And I just wanted to read this little part in this article. I just found it so wonderful. That's the only way I can put it. And it's Daniel Martin, Meghan's close friend and makeup artist, talking about her relationship with her mom and how how she gets a lot of her qualities from her mom. So I'm going to read it to you. He said this: Doria is classy, chic, and confident, but not unapproachable. I definitely feel Meghan gets a lot of that from her mother, said Martin. Yes, I love it because all I can say to that is, where is the lie? I remember when Harry and Meghan was going through what they were going through, well, what they continue to go through, if we want to be honest. And that trash media over there in that family was doing nothing but trying to destroy them, planning lie after lie after lie, some of them so vicious. I mean, so vicious. Let's not absolutely forget how vicious a lot of them were. I would often think about Doria because Doria is Meghan's mother. Meghan is Doria's baby. And to have to witness these people just absolutely scandalizing her name, printing lie after lie after lie, attacking her character, and you know what kind of child you have raised, It must have been hell for her. And she handled it with nothing but dignity and grace. That's it. I mean, she sit there and she stood in her dignity. She did. I must say, Harry knew what he was doing when he picked Meghan. And along came Doria with her. These two women are nothing but grace and dignity. They are. Because if he had chose someone from New York or the Midwest or the dirty, dirty South, mamas down here are like mama bears. They are. And dignity and grace when you be messing with someone's children down here, it takes a back seat. Yes, I remember my grandmother used to say that she's going to put Jesus in the chair and then go and whoop this heifer's arse. And when she gets back, she'll pick him back up. Yeah, she did a drop off with Jesus. And that is kind of the way, a lot of mothers function here. Because I'm telling you, the mothers down here would have dog walked a lot of those flying monkeys over there. Dan Wooden and Big Back Becky, they would have been dog walked up and down beside the Thames River over there. But I must say, Meghan and Doria was perfect for the assignment. Because I'm telling you, showing out like that would have made it worse. I know it. But I'm telling you, here in the dirty, dirty South, if you don't want to get dog walked, you need to leave other people's children alone and their grandchildren as well. Because, like I said, my grandmother would put Jesus in the chair, go and dog walk a heifer, and come back and pick him up. Yes, she absolutely would if you was messing with her grandbaby. Yeah, we are fierce protectors. We are. And the Midwest, you get a Midwest grandmama. Oh my God, she would absolutely frog walk you all up and down all up and down Windsor Castle over there. I'm telling you, and would think nothing about it. But like I said, Doria is perfection. She is. All right, I'm gonna put this up, and this came down my timeline. My timeline has just been filled up with such cute pictures of Meghan and her mom, and I just found this one so cute. So I'm gonna share it. It says, "Happy birthday to Queen Mama Doria, Feliz Cumple." I hope I'm saying that right. I don't know what language that is. If you know what language that is, please put it in the comments. I think it's Spanish. I think so. Y'all let me know. All right, y'all. I'm gonna put this up, and I'm not gonna really read the story because it's about the story that I read in my last podcast. By Tom Thumbhead Sykes. But I wanted to talk about Kaiser's perspective on it. I just found it really, really on point. And she had wrote this article about it. And she particularly focused in on the part where William refused to go to VJ Day. And the name of the article, the title of the article is King Charles was dismayed by Prince William's refusal to attend VJ Day events. And as I thought about that, that's probably the reason why they got so mad, because Harry sent that beautiful wreath, remember, with the poppies and this long letter. And William ended up doing, prior to Harry releasing his letter and his wreath, he had posted a 2-paragraph post on X, formerly known as Twitter. And the paragraphs consisted of 2 lines, 2 sentences each. I mean, it was such a insulting thing, I think, to the men and women of the military. And Harry's just outshined his so that they had to attack him. Remember, they were saying that the king should stop Harry from doing tributes or anything with the military. That's what they honestly said. Like, Harry's not a free human being to do as he pleases. And the last time that I looked, Harry was still a citizen of the, United Kingdom. He is still a prince of the realm. How in the world is Charles going to do that? But I digress. Yes, Harry showed him up because he showed lack of interest. He showed lack of compassion. He showed lack of caring. William and his mannequin wife did. And so really Harry didn't show him up, because if he had a did what he needed to do, then it wouldn't have been any kind of show up. It wouldn't have. But we all know how they do. They tear each other, they tear each other down in order to feel bigger. They don't rise to the occasion. They cut you off at the legs, lower you, so that it looks like they rose to the occasion. This is who these people are. But I want to talk about what Kaiser said. And this is what Kaiser said about it. It says, Prince Harry is headed to London next week. I would actually bet that he's flying over this weekend, but he will definitely be in London next Monday, September the 8th, for the Wellchild Awards. The big question, I guess, is whether Harry will meet with his father. There's no question of a meeting between brothers. Harry will not see Prince William, and William has rage ranted for years now that the next time he'll see or speak to his brother is at their father's funeral. Isn't that sad? Is that not sad? And he means that, because he feels he's been wronged, because Harry has been successful. And Harry did not tell anything that wasn't already out there. And if he's talking about Harry saying that he jumped on him, which he did, he jumped on Harry, that was already reported and printed in a book prior to Spare. And that was The Band of Brothers. So he can miss me completely with this victimhood that he's carrying around like it is some badge of honor, because it's plenty victims in this situation, but William is not one of them. He loves to play the victim card. He loves to play the victim card like his mannequin wife loves to play the cancer card, because that's all they have. This whole self-pity type thing they have going on. Everybody is doing everything to them. Harry's success it's directed at him. Meghan's success is directed at them. I mean, it is so crazy to me that these people think somehow they are the center of the universe when they're really not. If it wasn't for Harry and Meghan, it would be no conversation being had about William and Kitty and Chuck and Cammy. They would absolutely be invisible. And we all know, we have proof that they know that. At least we got proof that Chucky knows that, because his funeral plans was leaked and it had Harry and Meghan and those babies front and center. Now, was it because he loves them? Absolutely not. It was that he wants them to bring the shine to him even in death. Because he know if Harry and Meghan and those babies show up to that funeral, all eyes are going to be just on them, on his funeral. And he wants that. He wants to even use Harry and Meghan in death. So yeah, they know. They know. But let's go on. And Kaiser goes on to talk about basically how William does nothing but rage about Harry and doesn't want to do anything, does not want to do anything, and put it on that he wants to modernize the monarchy. I mean, but it's some things that he is going to have to do. I believe when William becomes king, he's not going to do anything. He's not going to do anything because him and his wife don't want to do anything. I think Kaiser put it like this. She said, William's general unwillingness to do anything but go on vacation and rage brief about his brother. Exactly. And this is all it is, him rage briefing. I love that term because it's so true. Because that's all he does is rage brief on a brother who hadn't spoke on him in years. Harry has not called his name in years. And I think that right there really gets him. Because y'all remember in Harry's BBC interview, he did not call his name. He only said he wanted to reconcile with his father. And William lost his SHIT. I mean, he was rage briefing all over the place, talking about he did not want to have a relationship with Harry, as if Harry had asked to have one with him. I mean, it just sent him spiraling. I remember when that happened. I mean, he could not stand the fact that his brother would not even acknowledge his existence, only spoke on his father. And I agree with Kaiser. It's nothing but rage briefing. I'm just saying. And Kaiser said at the end of this article, she said this: William was right about Andrew. And yes, he was, or he is right about Andrew. But let's not forget, William has participated in the promotion of Andrew, trying to improve his image. Let's not forget the famous he drove Andrew in the front seat with Kate in the back when they drove to church. He did that, and he has done that since all this other stuff has come out about Andrew. So he's right about him, but he's a hypocrite. And it says, and he's right about Harry. Charles is weak. William is anything but weak. William is jealous of Harry. William is stupid and lazy. And William reportedly has a violent temper. All of that makes William very weak indeed. This is the man who got manipulated by a family of grifters. Kaiser, come on through, girl. Come on through because that's nothing but the truth. He got manipulated. He fell for the old honeypot scheme. I mean, hook, line, and sinker. And he'll never, ever get past that. We will always throw our head back and cackle at him for that. Every time we see him with his mannequin wife, the one that can't tie together two sentences without tripping, they actually was able to sell him on that. The honeypot. I cannot. And Kaiser just came on through with it. Just absolutely fell for the old honeypot from a family of grifters. I'm telling you, it is so funny. And it says, and ended up married to one of them. Woo! Come on through, Kaiser. You are killing me. I am dead, y'all. I am dead. And it says, this is a man who thinks honoring the WW2 veterans is an Edwardian throwback. This is a man who wanted to shrug off a pope's funeral so he could attend a football match in person. That says a lot, doesn't it? That says a lot about what he thinks of his duty as the heir to the throne of the United Kingdom. Ooh, I'm telling you, it is going to be fun when he takes the throne. We are going to have so much to talk about. Let the popcorn pop, okay? And it says, after he said, let me read it again. It says, this is a man who wanted to shrug off a pope's funeral so he could attend a football match in person. Like, I think Charles is a horrible father and a very weak man as well. But at least Charles has some understanding of what the job entails, and the part of the job is showing empathy and care to one's family and working. William's idea of a modern monarchy is F all, refusing to attend significant national events, skipping the funerals of world leaders, and going on endless vacations. Where is the lie? It is going to be an experience when he puts the big hat on, because it's something wrong with him. I am with Kaiser. He's lazy and stupid. That is a deadly combination. It really is. And jealousy. He's jealous too and envious. But I think that stupid and lazy is going to be his undoing. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I'm just saying. But I think Kaiser came through. She did. Especially when she said he fell victim to a family of grifters and ended up marrying one. I cannot, y'all. I cannot. And I'm going to put this one up. And this particular squatty posted about this article from Kaiser and said this. When the Queen passed, William had no issues driving Andrew to Balmoral, yet ignored his brother who had to travel alone. William forgot, were it not for the pomp and tradition, he would not hold the position he does. What kind of future king is lazy, spoiled William raising? I don't know. But I don't know who raised William. But boy, they did a horrible, horrible job. I mean, and now he's talking about his trauma. We all knew he had it. We already knew that he had trauma. Who wouldn't? And then you put on top of his spoiled, jealous, envy, I mean, his violent temper, you got a toxic mix there. And all I can say is, I hope they're ready. They're ready when the hat goes on. Like I said, we are going to be sitting back. We're going to be ready with the popcorn and the as ever wine. I'm just saying. And y'all, look at this. This was posted on the royal family website. And it's Camilla. Camilla did an event today. She did an engagement. And guess what she was doing? And guess where she was? She was in Cornwall. And we all know who is the Duke and Duchess of Cornwall. That would be Willie and Kitty. But Cammy is in Cornwall. And what is Cammy doing? She is unveiling a plane, and the name of the plane is the Duke of Cornwall. That was supposed to be William's gig. He is the Duke of Cornwall. I kid you not. Cammy was in Cornwall unveiling a rescue plane, and the name of the plane is the Duke of Cornwall. And let me tell you, I did not walk. I ran to the comments. I wanted to see what people were saying. I tripped over the coffee table trying to get to these comments. And let me tell you, in the comments, people are saying, where's William? Isn't William the Duke of Cornwall? Why is he not doing his duty? This is what Cammy wanted. This was her goal. Why would she be in Cornwall unveiling a plane named the Duke of Cornwall? I'll tell you why. Because Cammy is messy. Cammy is messy than an old woman at the laundromat. She is just that messy. They just dress her up, clean her up, and put a hat on her head and call her queen. Because Cammy is a, I'm not going to say it, but I'll just say she is as messy as an old lady at the laundromat. I'm just saying. She is. Tell me this right here is not the ultimate of shade. Tell me this is not the ultimate of petty. Tell me this is not the ultimate of messy. Never tell me that these people are not messy and petty. They all are. And I am so glad to see Meghan is on board already. Yes, Meghan, her low key shade, her messiness, her pettiness, it's about time because look what Cammy doing. You absolutely can't win unless you're willing to get down and wrestle with these pigs. Yes, Cammy was out here wrestling with a pig today. She was. And wonder how that went down over there in Kensington Palace. I'm just saying, if they hit those comments, I don't think it's going to go down that well. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. And this is from a so called royal expert. And this particular squatty posted this excerpt. Now, I don't know where it came from or, what publication it was published in, but I want y'all to listen to this. It says, as a royal expert, I think if Meghan were to feature in episodes cooking with her husband, Prince Harry, 40, and their children, Prince Archie, 6, and Princess Lilibeth, 4, the viewership rating would go off the charts. Whether she would be teaching them to cook, cooking for them, or trying one of the many other activities that features in her show with them, I think the presence of Harry and their children would make a very big difference to the show's success. Why, you asked? Because a lot of viewers like me, now he's a raw reporter, and he's saying like a lot of viewers like him, like me, watch because they want more intel. You heard what he said? Or she. I don't know if it's a he or she, but it's a so-called royal expert saying that they want more intel on Harry, Meghan, and their kids. That's why they're saying they should put the kids on the show. They want more information. I told you they are nothing but dried bones over there. Harry and Meghan keep serving up plate after plate of dust, and they cannot handle it anymore. They're just coming out and saying it because we know that they're circling the drain. We have said it for a while now. It's there for anybody and everybody to see who's paying attention. These people are desperate, and they know the only people who can really make those rags fly off the shelves, and that would be Princess Lilibeth and Prince Archie and their mom and dad. And this is what he's saying, trying to justify. This is why he wants Harry and Meghan to show more on the show. I love it that Meghan did not have Harry or the kids or anybody on the show. The show is called With Love Meghan, not With Love Meghan and her whole family. But they want the whole family. They have been dying inside. When I tell you dying inside, to get a picture of those children in public to the point where it'll be okay to publish it. Yes, they want it so bad, but they know they cannot have it. I saw one of the squatties had posted and said, that new post that Meghan put out with Archie and Lily, listening to what was going on the set, and Archie did the slate, and Lily was sitting in the director's chair. Well, it was a squatty who said, just brace yourself. They're going to try to go out and find every person who was on that crew to try to get some information about those kids. Now, we're laughing about that, but I wouldn't be shocked if that didn't happen. Now, I'm not saying that they would say anything because, they under contract to Netflix, and Netflix don't play that. They have them airtight contracts. But would they attempt to do that? Absolutely, they would. Of course they would. And y'all know they would. They are dry bones over there, and they want more intel on Harry and Meghan. This particular royal expert said that's why he watches, or he or she watches with Love Meghan. And y'all know when the day, August 26th, when With Love Meghan dropped, within a few hours, they were talking about they had watched all of it. They must have watched it on fast forward or something. And they were talking about details. They looked like a bunch of hungry dogs that had not eaten in ages. They were just gobbling it up, making story. Just writing story after story, sitting on panels. I literally saw a panel that they absolutely, I guess it was a little show. I think it was an internet show. I don't know. But it was specially put together to talk about With Love Meghan. The one that they say is irrelevant. The one that they say that they don't want her to come back. But yet and still you create a whole show around talking about her show. It is insanity. But they want that intel. They do. So they just saying it out loud. And it goes on to say, whether that is more information about the family's life in Montecito, that's what they want. They want more about the life, their family life in Montecito. And it says Prince Harry, or even their experiences as royals, which they have talked about a lot in the past. They talk about he shouldn't talk. He shouldn't do an interview. She shouldn't do an interview. She shouldn't write a book. They would love that. They would eat that up because that is more content for them to put in their rags to try to sell them. Harry and Meghan are feeding these people. And when they serve up that plate after plate after plate of dust, they're starving over there. They're dry bones over there. And it says, although many claim not to like Meghan and Harry, especially since they quit royal life in the UK in 2020, they got to say that. It is not a lie to say that people remain just as curious about the couple as ever before. And there you have it. The shine. The shine has not left them, and they know it. They can write about Willie and Kitty all they want to. Chuck and Cam can try to hog the pages of those rags over there if they want to. But if Harry, Meghan, or those babies sneeze 5,000 miles away, they're overshadowed. They're on the front pages. Why? Because they have the shine. And this particular expert is saying exactly that. Exactly that. But I tell you one thing, him saying or her saying that they wanted the kids to come on the show, they wanted Harry to come on the show because they wanted intel. Well, that didn't go down good with the squatties. Woo! I'm telling you, they ate them up, ate it up. And this particular squatty that posted this said, the way the royal roaches tell on themselves, they are so thirsty, parched clowns. Exactly. Exactly. They are so thirsty. I'm telling you, but the squatties was having none of it. All right, y'all, I'm going to read some of the comments that was posted under this post. And the first one said, they want a Montecito reality show. They really aren't getting this is a cooking lifestyle show with a script, set, and theme each episode. These people need to stop with this nonsense. Exactly. But they say don't talk about the royal family. You're not a member of the royal family anymore. Don't mention them. And I tell you what, Meghan can mention anything in passing and they want to contribute. She is throwing shade at the royal family. They think that family is the center of the universe, and it is not. I hate to rock your boat, but people, when Meghan talk about pantyhose, we just think she is being funny and talking about pantyhose. Nobody is thinking about that family over there. I mean, these people are so desperate, they just cling on to everything. I was watching Big Back Becky talking about how Meghan was throwing shade at that family because she said that she was restricted in wearing pantyhose. She didn't even mention the family, mention the time, mention any situation. She just said that. And Big Back Becky wants to try to make it about that family. These people are crazy. And I'm with this squatty. They need to stop the nonsense. The next one said, Meghan isn't interested in entertaining royal experts, tabloid media, critics, or trolls. They should create their own entertainment for themselves like Meghan did. Exactly. Exactly. She is not about entertaining them, giving them content in order to sell their rags. Meghan is making a living and she is marketing to the people that enjoy her content. Meghan says she knows her market, she knows her people, and that's who she's marketing to. But they want intel. I cannot. And this particular squatty said, they want intel equals so we can fabricate lies about separation, tensions, ode to the British royal family, attack the monarchy, etc. because we've got nothing else to talk about and are losing money. It's all about money. And Meghan said in that interview with Emily Chang, she gets that. She gets that they have to pay their bills and she pays their bills. And it's all about money. It's all about money. They want to use those babies to make money. They want to use Harry and Meghan to make money because they're not making money on the left behinds. And it says, the next one says, they say this and then turn around and say they're irrelevant and they should go away or disappear. These idiots are obsessed with the Sussexes. Where is the lie? The next one says they want her to do the things they already loudly accuse her of doing. Lean into the royal connection. Exactly. Exactly. And Meghan hadn't spoke on those people since the Oprah interview. But they want it so bad. They want that. They want her to say something to the point where they just create stuff out of thin air. Meghan may be referencing something that doesn't have anything to do with that family over there. But yet and still, they try to make it about them because they want to hold on to that connection and they want to try to use it to monetize it. And this squatty goes on to say, which they and others would leverage in her position. That's her refusal to do this so completely really boils their PISS as they claim to have made can't stick. Exactly. Exactly. And Meghan do not ever speak on them. I love it. I love that Meghan does that. She absolutely don't speak on them whatsoever. And the last one said, we want intel, proof that they have nobody, no friends, no sources in Montecito. They know nothing. Exactly. Exactly. They're always talking about that they have sources and inside sources and all this nonsense, but here they are begging for intel. I cannot. I am with this squatty, but we already knew that. They make these sources up. This comes out of their, straight out of their butts or out of their fevered minds. Anything that they write about Harry and Meghan. And this latest one, I'll tell you, I hadn't talked about it, but I just think it's so fevered minded. They're talking about Harry's going to develop a documentary about Princess Diana, and William has a problem with that. Well, it's like this. Harry is Diana's child as well, and her legacy belongs to him as much as it does William. And he can do with it as he please, but I don't believe it. I wouldn't believe it until it is announced. I don't believe Harry is interested in that. I don't. Y'all tell me what y'all think, but I don't believe it. But here they are talking about they got some sources telling them that Harry is developing a documentary about Diana. It's part of their new Netflix deal. It was so far-fetched that I didn't even report on it. I didn't even talk about it, but now I'll just say it in passing. And I just think it's ridiculous. Like I said, I believe it when I see it, when it's announced. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up, and Not My King posted this, and I found it so interesting. Look what it says. It says, does anyone believe a risk assessment decided that the Duke of Gloucester needs 3 cars and a outrider? Are you beginning to think it was a con? Yes, talking about Harry's assessment. Well, I don't think Harry said they never even did a risk assessment, did they? That they just absolutely just took his security away from him, because I think the last one that they did, it was higher than anybody, but this time they didn't even do one. And the Duke of Gloucester has 3 cars and an outrider. Now, who is going to bother the Duke of Gloucester? But Harry cannot have any of that. These people are ridiculous. And I just love the fact that Harry can see them for what they are now. That they care nothing about his life or the life of his family. I'm just saying. And this particular squatty came up under it and said this, and yet they refused to put Harry through the same risk assessment board that everybody else was put through. A reminder that the Duke of Gloucester is currently 32nd in the line of succession. Who in their right mind would think he'd be in any kind of danger? Exactly. But yet and still, the 5th in line to the throne can't get security. And the 6th in line to the throne, that would be Prince Archie, he can't get security. And the 7th in line to the throne, Princess Lilibeth, she cannot have security either. But this man who is 32nd in line to the throne has 3 cars and an outrider. They are just playing in Harry's face at this point. They're playing in the face of anybody who has the ability to have rational thought, because this makes no sense. This is nonsense. I love that Not My King posted it, put it out there, because it is ridiculous. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. And this lady put up this little clip about Meghan and a locket that Meghan wore on one of the episodes of With Love Meghan. And she said that she is the founder of this company. It's a very small woman-owned company called Tiny Tags. And Meghan wore the locket, as you can see. and it's engraved with an H for Harry. And when you open the locket, it has an A and it has an L, and that would be for Archie and Lily in there. Yes, and she said that once this necklace was worn by Meghan, they sold out overnight. And she said she was able to acquire more. And now it's in stock again. And just go to ash/tiny tags. And yeah, this is it. And it is so cute. Yes, I love it. And this particular squatty that reposted it said, the Meghan effect, lifting up small businesses. Hashtag tiny tags. Yes, Meghan has done it again. I love that little necklace. I do. And how she did it. She has Harry on the outside and Lily and Archie's initials on the inside. Love it, love it, love it. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. And this particular squatty said, keep streaming. Hashtag with love Meghan. And she said, as per Forbes, viewership for With Love Meghan dropped at least 20% between season 1 and season 2. Now, I don't know how they came to that conclusion. Are they counting all of the views of With Love Meghan and comparing it to what it is, now with season 2? Meaning that are they comparing all the views of season 1 compared to all of the views so far to season 2, and that is what they're talking about? I don't know. I am always giving Forbes the side eye. I really, really am. Now, they do have a writer over there who is absolutely a squatty down. She is. But it is a lot of people who are not. Now, I don't know where they got this from. I don't know where this squatty got it from. But they do say that it is a 20% reduction between season 1 and season 2. So y'all know what y'all need to do. I know what I need to do. I know the assignment. So let's get to streaming and let's keep streaming, because at the end of the day, we need to continue to be the wind underneath Meghan's wings, because Meghan continues to face stiff headwinds when it comes to hate, and when it comes to that family over there. All of their tentacles are all over the place, and they could be over there at Forbes for all we know. But I saw a post by Deadline, and they were telling a flat out lie, saying that Meghan did not, she failed to make the top 10. This is what they are lying and saying and posting. And I saw some of the derangers talk about, yeah, tell her dumb supporters that she didn't make the top 10. Well, of course, the squatters was in there and posting that, yeah, she had made the top 10 in America. I don't know. I didn't see anything about the UK, or not the UK and what am I trying to think of? The UK and France or Germany or any of that. I did not see that coming down my timeline, but I will keep an eye out. But she did make the top 10 in America, Australia, and Sri Lanka. And this, I guess, it's a publication, an online publication. It's called Deadline, and it was saying that. And like I said, of course, the squatties came in and absolutely tore them a new one. But yeah, and the Rangers talking about their her dumb followers. But I jumped right in there and said what I had to say to that particular person. Because I think I said something like, if you look up the word dumb, your dumb arse will be right there. You know, you the dumb one. It's always the hags. It's always the smelly old skanks with nothing good to say. And I mean, no life whatsoever. But I digress. That is the reason why we need to keep on streaming, because they want her to fail so bad. And the headwinds are stiff, but we will always be battling to help her to be successful, because it is unbelievable to me. That's why I became a squatty. I cannot imagine why you can hate someone that you don't even know, that you would do stuff to sabotage them and to be such a hindrance to them for no reason. I saw where Rotten Tomatoes had recommended. You remember I was telling you how the Rangers had went over there trying to make it, have bad reviews and writing bad reviews. Well, it was a review of With Love, Meghan on Rotten Tomatoes, and they said it was such a good show. They gave it a good review. But those ugly old hags, they tried it. They tried it. But we all know we live by the words of our favorite housewife from Atlanta, and that would be Nene Leakes. And what does Nene say? You can't win playing dirty. You cannot win playing dirty. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all next time. Bye. Don't forget to stream. Bye.